is also in the book, and Meryl's been an amazing woman for 3 or 4 years now, I think, since I started here in Los Angeles again, and she has such a dynamic understanding of how we can step into our own power, how we can step into the essence of our own expression rather than trying to fix somebody outside of ourselves so that they can live up to our expectations, where it really all begins. Meryl, thank you for being here. I love you being here.
I need better eyes.
There we go.
There you go. Magic! I mean, he's also very handsome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. It's the end of the day, and you still look fresh and alert, and I appreciate that. I do. My name's Merle Singer. I'm the relationship miracle worker. And that's because I help women who blame their own unhappiness on their partner. I help them transform their relationship and bring greater joy and fun back into their own lives. Now, I'm going to start with my story and let you know how I experienced my very first relationship miracle and how you can too. Like many women, I considered myself a modern woman. I wanted it all. I wanted a perfect life, a perfect husband, perfect kids, perfect house, everything. And that wasn't enough. I wanted also a perfect career for myself and a perfect art career for my husband, who was a fabulous artist. Perfect perfection, it made perfect sense. And then, I think it was like about 20 years later, I woke up. Really, I woke up and discovered, oh my gosh, none of this has come true. And then I took a look around my life. The chances of it coming true now were slim to none. That was a nightmare. It was a nightmare to go to sleep in Technicolor and to wake up in shades of gray. Know what I mean? Okay. I was very disappointed. I was embarrassed. Sounds funny, but I was embarrassed and I was angry. I was very, very, very angry. And who was there to be angry at? I mean, who was there to be angry at? My husband.
Of course.
His name's Nathan. Now, I mean, besides everything else, he left his clothes all over the floor. He left the dishes all over the counter, never heard of a dishwasher. Did his toothpaste in the center.
That's gross right there.
There you go. And he left the toilet seat up, and when I said something to him, he said, "Why don't you put it back up when you're done?"
Oh my.
I mean, men, they're just different people. So, there is no doubt about it. I was in the deep depths of a midlife crisis. Or was I just in a lousy marriage? You know, I didn't know which. I didn't know what to do. I needed a miracle. Now, ladies, listen closely, because what I'm going to tell you now is that I made one decision, and that decision changed my life. Instead of focusing on my husband, I took him off the pedestal, put him on the shelf, so to speak. Didn't have to look at him. I mean, maybe we'd stay married, maybe we'd get divorced. I didn't really care. I think you understand. I was on a quest. I was on a quest for my own happiness. And so I focused on the only person in this entire world that I had control over and that actually listened to me. It was me. So, now at first, listen, because this is important. At first I felt guilty. I felt selfish. You know, me. And then I thought about the speech that a flight attendant gives. Ladies and gentlemen, in case of an emergency, please put your oxygen mask on yourself first. Because what she didn't say was, because if you don't, all the people that you care about, you will not be able to help if you're dead or unconscious. So, that gave me permission. Then I understood. And think about it, it's true. I mean, you can't get water out of an empty well. So I needed to fill myself up. And I focused on, what is it that will make me a little bit happier, a little bit more often? Well, I tried things out. I joined Toastmasters. I became active in my temple. I became active in my community. Even won a couple of awards. Woman of Distinction, awards like that. And let's face it, it made me feel good. I began to fill up again. That's an amazing process. Ladies, you can do the same thing for yourself. Remember that. You can do the same thing for yourself. What I did was, I ended up producing the exact results that I had hoped for. I felt happier more of the time. And I noticed there were other miracles as well. There were unintended consequences. Good ones, really good ones. Now, I told you I was happy, and how I act when I'm happy is, hello, how are you? You really look, I like that jacket. I'm so happy to see all you people here, and I go on and on and on, expressing my happiness to whomever's in front of me, indiscriminately. It's just what I do when I'm happy. So, what happened every night when I went home? There was someone in front of me, and I just kept acting happy. Well, who was that person that was in front of me? It was Hubby Poo. The former Hubby Shmoo. Now, he didn't know what was going on, but he didn't care. I mean, he was happy. You know, he's just a guy. He didn't know. So I learned that focusing on yourself gave me an opportunity to be happy, to do the things that worked for me. And that was intentional. What was so interesting was the unintended consequences. And those unintended consequences were like ripples in a stream, that whomever was around me got happy. And as what happened with Nathan was, he was happy. And so interesting that he reflected that back to me. So we ended up with compound happiness. It's kind. I mean, when people have problems and things that go on, it's really, you feel funny to say, hey, it's working. It's really, I have something that I discovered that works, and that it can work for you too. It can work for you. Because I ended up, all of this transforming my relationship and transforming my own life first, it was fun, and it still is fun. It started out as a teeny experiment and became a grand, wonderful experiment that turned our marriage of 20 years, did I mention it was a little iffy? Into 43 years. Now you understand what an accomplishment that is, since I am not 43 yet. I just did double years. So this is what I learned, and my message for you is that it's something that we all can do. It was no magic. It was focused attention. And you can do that for yourself. And if you need permission to put attention on yourself, I just gave you all permission. You got it. Now, I want to tell you, when you work with me, we would focus on your miracles, your happiness, your relationship. And you can find out about it at Miracle Worker. My gosh, it's not right. Relationship miracleworker.com. And if you go there, there is a audio that can get you started or whatever. And just my thank you for going to relationshipmiracleworker.com. Okay. Now, whether or not we work together, I ask you, please pay attention to yourself and focus on bringing more happiness into your lives more of the time. Because I wish for you much, much happiness and many, many miracles. Thank you.